Hey, everybody. Welcome to Pastor, Have You Seen This? A production of Allen Creek Community Church, where we're just commenting on internet material that relates to God, the Bible, Christianity, so you get my scintillating take on something that has been ripped from the headlines or ripped from TikTok and the algorithms of the Google. And maybe this will be helpful to you, just to get a Christian take, maybe a pastor's take, and it'll be interesting to you. And you might learn something, or maybe I will. So let's just see. And by the way, if you have something, send it to social@ac3.org. We'd be happy to comment on it, and maybe together we could keep a conversation going. So let's see.
I'm here now to debunk Christianity in less than a minute.
Whoa, in less than a minute. It's a 2,000-year-old religion. It's going to be over in 60 seconds. Whoa, I can't wait.
And to do so, I'll need my first witness, Jesus of Nazareth.
Okay. Jesus will certainly help us debunk Christianity.
So Jesus teaches in the Gospel of John that the only true God is the Father. Who's that? The only true God is the Father. For those at the back, the only true God,
is the Father. I got that. He wasted 10 seconds on that. Now he's only got 40 seconds left.
If the only true God is the Father, then Jesus cannot be God. If Jesus is God, then it means he's lying. If he's lying, it means he isn't God. Therefore, if Jesus says the Father is the only true God, he isn't God. If he's lying about the Father being the only true God, he isn't God. Therefore, Jesus debunks Christianity in less than a minute. Christians, you're welcome. I'm here now to debunk.
All right. Wow, that was way less than 60 seconds. Okay, so a fantastic misunderstanding of the Trinity here, and willful ignorance. I mean, if you're going to debunk Christianity in less than 60 seconds based on your understanding of the Trinity and Jesus' relationship with the Father, you'd think you might look into it. You know, you might just, read a book where you'd understand what the Trinity is as Christians teach it. You know, as a well-instructed Christian might understand the Trinity, and then it would make it maybe at least a little more complex of an argument against Christianity. Now, certainly, does the Trinity present a potential enigma to get through in order to accept Christianity as true? It does. But what Christians have always held is this, that there is one true God, and that the Father is the one true God, but that this one true God exists eternally in three persons. That is to say, God is a tri-personal being. And so this is simply the claim of Christianity, that we are monotheists. There is one God. So when Jesus says that the Father, there's one God, and he also says only why do you call me good? Only God is good. All these are explained when we understand the subtlety of this incredible idea, this mysterious idea revealed in Jesus, that the Father and I are one. So not only does Jesus say the Father is the one true God, Jesus also says the Father and I are one. He also says that when you've seen me, you've seen the Father. So what Christians did is they took this evidence, and based on Jesus' life and teaching and resurrection and other evidence, believed he was who he said he was. Then we took what he said as the sort of the data, and like good scientists, you take the data and you try to merge all the data that you get into a working theory, because just data is all that is just what it says it is. It's just data points. It's just little factoids. So it takes some thinking to take factoids and merge them into a theory. That's what you do in science. And when you take different scriptures and bits of revelation, what you consider to be true bits of knowledge about God, and merge them together, that's called doing theology. And theology just means the science of God. So in Christian theology, this is what we did. We said, wow, we knew that there was only one true God. We accepted that as the testimony of Moses. But then here's Jesus comes along and says, the Father and I are one. So this being, which we believe there's only one true creator God, Jesus identifies him with this being. And at the same time, Jesus also communes with the Father, distinguishing himself from another person called the Father, and also distinguishing himself from another person that he would call the Counselor. So again, taking all these data points, the Christian teaching on God is that there is one God, one in being, one in essence, three in person. And so Jesus, far from contradicting the idea of Christianity, which believes in this triune nature of God, is the one who gave it to us. He's the one who gave it to us. We wouldn't believe in the Trinity if it wasn't for Jesus. Now you say, well, what about the times that he put himself under, subordinated himself to the Father? Why call me good? Only God is good. That is not a denial of his divinity. That's like basically saying to the guy, listen, are you realizing that you're probably associating me with God because you're calling me good? And remember, as good Jews, we only believe that God is good. So there's no denial of his own divinity, but there is simply this temporal subordination as Jesus is encased in flesh for the period of his incarnation. So all of these moments where Jesus puts himself in subordinate relationship with the Father are obviously due to his incarnation. The Bible's clear about that over and over again. Jesus emptied himself, Philippians chapter 2. But that Jesus makes these stunning claims to equality with God. So, yeah, I guess the idea that either Jesus is lying or that he's wrong. What was the other option? I guess there's a third option, which is that there's a way to understand the subtle nature of God that accounts for the Father and the Son being different persons and yet being the same being. So there it is. The Trinity explained in less than 10 minutes, let's just say. So, and maybe to fully understand it, we need more than just a couple minutes. And this kind of goes to show that 1 minute takedowns are probably worth about what they sound like they're worth, 1 minute. So you want to look more deeply into it, I suggest that you do so. And you can look at church councils and, of course, the scriptures themselves. So until next time, we'll see you on, hey, Pastor, have you seen this? And if you got something, send it in to social@ac3.org, and we would be happy to comment on it and debunk some debunking. It might take us a little longer than a minute.